episode of the Asexualise, My Asexual Life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along if you're enjoying the content. Tonight is an asexual chat party to go and see the new year in. So here in the UK currently, it's just gone 11:51 p.m. GMT time, which means in 9 minutes, less than 9 minutes now, we will enter the new year of 2021. And so rather than asexuals being alone at this time, I wanted us to unite across the globe and come together for a massive chat show, which is what this is tonight. So a very, very special episode. I'm going to be doing the best of 2020 chat. So we're going to be discussing some of the topics that have come up in previous chats this year, probably some of my favorite topics to date. If there's anything that you want to discuss, throw it into the chat. Happy New Year, Sandra from Ian. Oh, lots of love to you, Ian. Ian, bought me these. Right, so first of all, if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy. I have this book out called Asexual Perspectives. It's 47 real-life asexual stories, and if you haven't already grabbed yourself a copy, go and grab it now. And also this one, Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook as well. That's in the description also. So I'm going to show you what Ian bought me for Christmas, if you haven't already seen it. These are very asexual presents. So, and this is what I was going to start off my list with, because I got a list of stuff to start off with. So I was thinking about starting off with this anyway, asexual Christmas presents. So this is a pusheen, and this is one of the presents Ian bought me. Ian's asexual. And look at this. Like, this is my, I think, favorite emoji on Facebook. This is Pusheen, and she's a cat. And she's absolutely brilliant. I got your email, so I thought I'd join. Oh, that's brilliant. I'm glad you got my email, Ian. It's nice to know that they're coming through. Lots of love. Happy New Year. 7 minutes to go, people. 7 minutes. Oh, yeah, I'm really glad you came. Yeah. So I was so happy that Ian got me this because it is really special. I absolutely love it. I love it, Ian. Honestly, I really do love it. And I didn't even notice, but if you look up close, this is a 3D one, and you see this little tag here. It's 3D, and if you look, it's tails wagging. How asexual and cute is that? The tail is wagging, people. Can you see it? And also, its whiskers move up and down. I don't know if you can see that, but its little whiskers move up and down, and its tail moves up and down. It is so cute. You got 2 cats in the house, 3 cats in the house. I have, or you have. I mean, I've got 2 here. The little one here and this one here. And so I wasn't sure what the other one was, so I did have to look it up. And this is a zebra. It's a pink zebra, and it's a squishy. And Ian got me this as well. So Ian's very, very good at picking me Christmas presents and also paper. He got me this trolls paper, which I left out on purpose because it's like a party paper. And so I think that's really, really asexual, really, really nice. You know, asexual, not interested in sex. I'm just interested in fun, kid stuff, interested in partying, interested in enjoying my life, loving it, being happy, quirky, different. And, you know, just look at the colours on that. It's really, really beautiful, isn't it? Really, really beautiful. I absolutely love it. And thanks, Ian, so much for these. So yeah, this is a pink zebra. I wasn't sure if it was a zebra at first, but I did double check, and it is. And I love these glittery bits here because I'm a very sparkly girl. So Ian obviously knows what I like that. And Ian got me a very nice card as well, which I want to share with you. It's up here, so I'll just go and grab it. So this is so cool. Look at this, because Ian knows that I love glittery and sparkly stuff. Look at this. Have a flamazing Christmas. And I just thought that's so cute. Oh, hi, my life. Happy New Year. In the UK, we've got 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, people, till it becomes New Year. So I'm just to let you know, with my health, I'm still experiencing rashing. I don't know if you can see them on my hands, but all here and all here. So I've not been too well. So, you know, if I'm trying, I've got the window open just to cool it down because I have to keep cold all the time. And my life can't stay long. Churches tonight, but I have an update. Oh, my life, that's great that you actually came though to just say hi. I know Ian's come especially for the chat because I'm going to go through the best of the chat 2020. So if you want to write down an update while I'm chatting away here, because obviously I've got people waiting for me to go through my list. I've made a list today of stuff I need to chat through. So just give me an update there. I'd love to hear it. So yeah, the pink flamingo again. I love sparkly things and everything. So yeah, so and obviously I want as many people to be here as possible to see the new year in together. I didn't want asexuals to feel alone at this time. I know it's very difficult because a lot of us aren't with our families, we're not with our friends in person at the moment, and so it's really, really important that we unite, join together and feel the asexual love, which is my first topic. Is going to be asexual love. My life. Raven and me didn't work out. We're still friends, and she's now dating a rewind I've had since 3rd grade. They're a better fit for each other. Several people like me, but I'm going to take my time before picking someone. I think that's a good my life. I think it's a new year, and it'll be a new year in 3 minutes. And sometimes it's good to have some time out on your own and be choosy about who you pick for yourself, you know. I'm doing Facebook dating at the moment, which I will come on to. That's going to be one of my things. Friend, not typo. Oh, and she's now dating a friend you've had since 3rd grade. They're a bit fit for each other. Well, sometimes people are a better fit for other people. It doesn't mean to say they're not a nice person or you're not a nice person. It just means they're better suited to someone else, you know. That's how dating goes, really. I mean, I met a guy tonight on Facebook dating. He's in the UK, he's foreign, the age I like, and he seems to possibly be on the asexual spectrum. I wouldn't say he's fully asexual. But I was talking to him and, you know, he smokes. And I told him I can't be with a smoker, right? I just can't. And he's like, oh, but I don't smoke very often. I've had like 2 cigarettes in the last month. But I mean, obviously, we're, you know, like, he lives in London. It's locked down in there. It's tier 4. Just because he had 2 cigarettes this month doesn't mean to say that's usual for him. Because I'm sure if he wasn't in lockdown, he would actually be seeing more of his friends and smoking more. Do you know what I mean? And so I told him and explained to him that I've had, you know, I dated a guy and kissed him for 1 night and got a chest infection for like 6 weeks. And I can't do that for my health. And I said to him, I said, you know, we can connect on Facebook, we can be friends on there. But I mean, he did say to me, I don't want just friendship. I'm interested in a romantic relationship, which you know, that's what I'm interested in. If he didn't smoke, he potentially would be quite good in terms of looks, age. He's got a job. He's in my favourite city after Exeter, you know. He's easy to talk to. So, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I said to him, I can't for my health, you know, and he's decided, because I said to him, the people that are not suitable for me to actually be in a relationship with, I moved out of Facebook dating onto my friends list on Facebook if I want to keep them as a friend. A lot of them, I don't bother. I just say, good luck, we're not suitable, bye, you know. So he had a really good offer from me. My life, I don't want to keep going through thinking someone's the one to find out they aren't. I had several Insta dating accounts for LGBT plus post a thing for me to possibly find someone. There is one person I'm thinking of, and we've known each other a few years. Oh, it's 1 minute to go. Can you hear the fireworks? Look, people. Fireworks, people! Outside my home. Can you see them? I'm not sure if you can see that. See that? I'm trying to open the curtain for you. Oh my god, it's amazing! I don't know if you can see, it's the lights. But it's amazing, people, it's amazing. You see them at the top. Oh my god, that's amazing. Wow! It's incredible! You can just see them under that curtain. I'm trying to hold it up for you. It's really nice. There's tons of them. It's a shame I can't put it any higher up. I don't think I can. Yeah, because that's as far as it will stretch. Wow, that was amazing. Amazing. Happy New Year! Woo! Just turned Happy New Year. It's just turned midnight. Woo! Happy New Year, everyone. Wow, that was amazing. Still loads of fireworks going off. Hi, Mordecai. Is there a war going on? No, there's fireworks out of my back. Oh, man. Oh, Ian's got to go. So my life's... Oh, I think there's still fireworks going on. Oh, my God, there's still more fireworks. Hello, Mordecai. It's lovely to see you. Daria, hello. Happy New Year. Lots of love to you. You can hear them. I can't see them anymore. I can just hear... Oh, my God, they're right over there. You can't see them very well from here. There's loads of them. But I love the display in front of my house. That was great. Although it's very hard to see because of my window. Wow, that's amazing. Own fireworks outside, right outside my home. That was cool, wasn't it? Like live. Happy New Year. 1 minute past midnight now. We're in 2021. There's still going to be fireworks going off most of the night, I think. Mordecai, oh, lovely to see you. I've missed you. Now, Mordecai usually comes to my asexual meetups in person, but obviously because we've been having the tier thing, we haven't been able to do that. So that's going to be a bit... You're going to hear the banging going off for ages. My God. Try and see if I can... Oh, my God. It's really, really loud. I can't see anything, but it's really loud. Ah, wow. This is live for you. My God. I don't think you can see it, can you? It's just like massive. Oh, my God. I can't see it, I can just hear it, but it's cool, isn't it? Mordecai, well, we'll be great when we can all get back to the old normal, yeah. 2021, lovely to see. Yeah, it'll be good when we can get back to a bit more normality, when we can actually meet up in person. I haven't done an asexual online meetup for ages because I've got a lot of problems with my health at the moment. Look at it, it's great though, isn't it? It's like my own firework display indoors with you. Wow, live. You can tell it's live. I can't even see at them anymore. They're right there behind that wall, like a bedroom wall, so I can't see them. I can only hear them. Get well soon. Thank you, my life. Oh yeah, my life says the thing. There's a person you're thinking of. We've known each other for a few years. Both of us like each other, but I'm not going to immediately rush into anything. I think that's great. Yeah, my life. I think is important. Happy New Year, everyone. Daria, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Ian. Happy New Year to my life. Happy New Year to Daria. And Happy New Year to Mordecai. Oh, it's really, really nice that you're all here. Oh, it's quite good, wasn't it? You know, all the fireworks and everything. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if you can see my hands, but they're really painful. You see, this is all here, red and itching. It's really... I've had it since the day after Boxing Day now. It's getting a bit much. It's really hard to do anything. Like, I did the washing up tonight with rubber gloves. It's really difficult. Can you see? It's all here. It's like really, you know, here. It's really difficult to do anything. It's really weird. Hope you heal. Thank you, my life. Yeah, I've had it since the 27th. So now, obviously, so I've had it for over 5 days now. But it was all over my body. Thanks for the thumbs up. It's all over my body in multiple areas. And it's just like, it gets activated by heat. But even if the room's not hot, I mean, the heating's not on. Mordecai, cats love Christmas and Boxing Day. All those boxes to play with. This is true. Well, I live in a house, in the middle of a house, in my own flat. But there's people who live in the other part of the house. And they have... I have to go through their hallway to get to my flat, and they have 2 cats which are black with green eyes, so that's really, really nice. And like I was saying, Ian bought me this, which is a pusheen emoji, which is really nice. I don't know if you can hear, but there's loads of shouting out there. There's loads of woo! So someone's obviously had a firework display. So this is the pusheen. This is the cat off Facebook, which Ian, who was in chat, gave me earlier. But can you see his tail though? If you look at this sticker, his little tail wags It's a 3D tail. And he bought me this, which is oh, you can see some more fireworks, I think, now. Can you? Oh, can you see that? Oh, let me see if I can put it up a bit. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can see it. I can't. The thing is, it'll only stretch so far on my Mac, so I don't think you can see it. Sadly, I don't think I can't put it up. Oh, you can kind of like. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, they've stopped now. That's the trouble. As soon as I put the curtain up, it stops. But anyway, Ian bought me this zebra, this squishy zebra thing. Well, be careful not to chuck out the window. But yeah, it's beautiful and loud here. So I'm just probably wrecking my net curtain here, actually, which isn't very good. Because I do need a net curtain left. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that, people? Oh, you can see a bit of it. Let me see if I can turn the light off a minute. Can you see it now? I think you can see it now. Wow, look at that. Amazing. Wow. I've got the light turned down so you guys can see it, otherwise you're not going to be able to see any of it. Like, they come over there, so it's really dark in here now. Hello, I'm still here. Woo! I'm still here in the dark. I'm really here. That looks really weird. Looks very weird, doesn't it? But you can't see it. Oh, dearie me. I think I'm going to be moving around on this episode. I don't think I'm going to be staying. My life. I've got to go. Sending much love and support. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. Yes. Happy New Year, everyone. It's 7 minutes past midnight on Friday now. So we're now in 2021. I really hope this is a happy year for everyone, with lots of health, lots of wealth, lots of strength, lots of courage, finding your path in life, leading your own way in life, sticking up for yourself and caring about those you love, and just being a beautiful asexual you know. I got some topics to talk about tonight, but I'm still aware there's lots of partying going on, so we might get interrupted. So one of the people on my asexual Facebook page was asking me about, can asexuals get married? Can an asexual date and get married? Yes. If yes, what are the benefits? So I said that's up to the individual asexual. I don't think we're going to get to do this. Oh, that might be it now. Bang. So my reply to that was, that's up to the individual asexual. I personally never want to get married and I don't want kids. I don't agree with marriage for me. I have an asexual friend who is married to his asexual wife, and they have a very loving romantic relationship without sex. Ever. No chance of them cheating. They are best friends and soulmates for life. They enjoy a harmonious and supportive relationship and couldn't be happier. They are with someone who understands them and can love them without sex and for their personality, mind and soul. They don't have to pressure. They don't have to pressure to have the pressure, it should be, to do things they don't want to do. No chance of pregnancy or STDs or STIs. They adore each other and I couldn't be happier for them. So yeah, so it's really good. Really good. You know, so yeah, and then he wrote something else back which is not really great. I think I'll deal with that later. You know, asexuality is not a choice. So that's, yeah, so asexuality, dark psycho. Oh, hello, happy new year to you. So yeah, there's still fireworks going on out the back, right? So yeah, so it's very important to understand that asexuals, although we don't experience sexual attraction, we don't have the need, urge, want for part of sexual intercourse, we can still experience asexual love. Mordecai, I'd like kids, but I'd adopt. Yeah, I mean, I personally said that I don't want marriage and I don't like kids, but yeah. Oh, happy New Year to you, Dark Psycho. But yeah, Mordecai, I mean, you're absolutely right that some asexuals do want kids. Some asexuals will have sex just to have children. I have known a few asexuals that will literally have the sex just to have kids, and that's it. They never have it again in their life. But I know you're like me, you're sex repulsed, you're not into sex, and you know, if you'd adopt. I think I'm going to sneeze. I got toilet paper sneeze. Excuse me. Oh. So yeah, but other asexuals, they do adopt as well. That is something, because I know the guy I was talking to on Facebook dating, I said, I don't want children. He's like, oh well, neither do I, because that's obvious or something, because we don't want sex, But I asked this guy to connect with me on my personal profile, and he's not done it yet. And that's the thing, with asexual dating is, if someone's not prepared to connect with you on your personal Facebook profile for you to find out more about them, then it's a bit iffy. But I mean, we've only just connected together, so but I did say usually the people that are not suitable for me romantically, I move on to my Facebook friends list if I want to be friends with them, basically. And then he's like, oh, I'd rather stay, I'm not gonna friend request you, then I'll stay here. And I've told you that I'm interested in a romantic relationship. And actually what he said to me when he first started talking to me is he was looking for someone to chat to. That's what he said to me. He didn't actually say he was looking for a romantic relationship. So it's not my fault. I didn't really know. I mean, he did start going on about I like you. But I mean, I like a guy to spell out I like you. Yeah, lots of guys like me. What does that actually mean? It doesn't mean to say you're actually interested in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? So Mordecai, one good non-asexual reason to adopt is that there are a lot of children who may not have had the love and support I had from my parents. Yeah, I did used to think that, Mordecai. Like, I knew from the age of 10 that I wasn't going to have children. No, not 10, 15, sorry, that I wasn't going to have. Oh, you've got to go, Dark Psycho. Bye. Oh, okay, Dark Psycho. Lots of love to you. Thanks for dropping by and saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Oh, there's more fireworks going on out there. I don't know if you can see them. I don't think you can. Let's just stop quickly. See if there's any more fireworks if they stop. I don't think you can see it. Oh, you can see them. I'm just stopping talking while I'm looking at the fireworks with you, because it kind of is like, hello, it's kind of like a one-off thing, isn't it? But anyway, we better get on with the show. So yes, Mordecai, like you say, there is a good reason to adopt. Not everyone who can have sex should have kids naturally. There are plenty of kids out there that do need a home. And I knew when I was 10, like 10 was a prominent age for me, because it's a time when I thought I had a soulmate, a romantic soulmate like me somewhere. That's what I thought at the age of 10. So that's why I thought about 10. But no, in terms of children, it was 15 when I decided I didn't want children of my own. And I did think about adoption in that year. I was 15, and then I thought, no, it's not who I am. I just prefer me on my own with the guy, or me on my own completely. I'm not a kid person really. And if I did have children, I'd have to completely change my life, obviously, because when you've got children, you've got a duty of care to them, to look after them, to talk to them, to spend time with them. And you've really got to put them first, in every aspect of your life. And, I like doing my own thing. I mean, I like doing this show for a start. You know what I mean? I like doing blogging and vlogging, writing books, changing lives. And, I'd rather, in my case, impact the world and change thousands of lives potentially, and be on a mission and career driven than have kids. Kids is not really who I want to be, because like basically when you've got kids, you are like them, if you know what I mean. They're your whole life and world. I believe that if you're going to be a mum, you be a blooming good mum. That's what I believe. And you have kids for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. Now a lot of people, they have children for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. They have it because they want someone to look after them when they're older. They're worried they're going to get lonely. It's a thing that they're expected to do. And for me, that's a lot of bad reasons to have kids, and people shouldn't have children unless, like Mordecai says, they really give them the love and support and care they need. because it's important, it's important for every kid to grow up knowing they're loved and nurtured, knowing their parents care about them, support them unconditionally, knowing that they're there for them, knowing that they want to find out what their child is interested in and support them in their interests. And that, I love it when I see parents who support their children from a very young age. I've got one of my entrepreneur friends, and his daughter is like 9 years old, and she's been on stage before. Like, her dad goes on stage. Mordecai, completely agree. Oh, thank you, Mordecai. It's lovely to have you on here, because I think this is the first time you've been in chat, isn't it, on here? It's so good to see you. I mean, I know I can't see you, but it's so nice to have you here. So nice to have you here. And yeah, I do think that so many people have kids for the wrong reasons. And I don't, I'm an only child, so I could have children just for the hell of the fact that carry on the family species, if you like, carry on the family, and also I don't have any brothers or sisters, so there's literally I don't have any family apart from my parents, my guinea pig angel, obviously the love of my life, and I have some cousins and an aunt and an uncle, but a couple of aunts and uncles and some cousins, but they don't talk to me, so I used to be quite close to my cousins when I was younger. I think occasionally they might watch this show or something, so hello to them, but they don't really talk to me, which is okay. They're different types of people. That's okay. They don't have to just because I'm family, but so really, a lot of the time, other than my blood family, I've got my asexual family here, who I cannot thank enough for your time and support. Mordecai's a great friend of mine. He does come to my meetups in person usually. I was going to do an asexual meetup before Christmas, and then I was online, and then I was poorly. And I'm still like having problems, like when you're constantly getting rashes and itches. Like last night, you're welcome, Mordecai. Last night, I can't wear pajama bottoms at the moment in bed. I tried last night and I had to take them off, and I just had to be cold on the bed, and the itching was intense again. It was just so hard. So I don't know quite what's wrong. I guess it's to do with stress, to do with, I've told you I've not been well because I've been experiencing stress, and I had a infection as well. I had to have 2 lots of antibiotics for. So I think my immune system's just really attacking itself at the moment, probably. And my body's just like when you're stressed, anxious, nervous, you got emotional upset and pain, it manifests itself in your body as physical pain, and obviously in order to sort that out, you've then got to eliminate the emotional pain or dilute it, make it not so prominent in your life. But sometimes you have to completely get rid of the trigger, the thing that's causing you the pain, and that isn't always easy thing to do. Sometimes things crop up in life that we don't expect, and therefore, it can be very difficult to actually do that. There's a fan out there now. I think I'll close the window now. I'll close the window for now. There's a van out there, and I don't know what it was. A person with lights all around their neck. I don't know what they're up to, but never mind. But yeah, so I still kept the window curtains ajar at the moment. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so sometimes with emotional stress and pain, man with a van, that's I don't know if it's a man with a van, it's a person with a van. It might be an agender person. I wasn't sure what gender they are. And they got like a string of lights around their neck. It's like I'm like, okay, parked outside the back of my home. Should I be worried? I don't think so. Oh, they're going to see someone. They're going indoors now. Across the road. That's interesting, isn't it? So yes. We're now in tier 3 in Devon in the UK as I say this. Where was I? I do get distracted sometimes, you might have noticed. So yeah, so I was talking about stress and pain. Like I talk about this in my fibromyalgia book, like specifically with fibromyalgia. It's a chronic pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body. And any emotional pain and upset makes it flare up, and And so it's really, oh, you're in tier 3, are you, Mordecai, as well? Yeah. So I think restaurants are shut, aren't they, now? So no asexual meetups in person for a bit. So yeah, so with emotional pain and upset and distress, like particularly with fibro, it just makes the pain worse due to fibro. But anybody, if you've got a lot of upset and pain, it manifests itself in your body as physical pain. It comes out in ways that, because basically it's toxins. I talk about this in my fibro book a lot, right? You can get toxins that you eat, like poisonous stuff, right? And you can also get poisonous people in your life and poisonous situations. And when you get these poisons, I'm digressing quite a bit tonight, show, but that's the point of it. When you get these poisons, it can be like lots of different things. You could be around a poisonous environment. There could be people around where you live. Unfortunate where I live is lovely, with the people downstairs, in my house, and because I live in the middle of a house in my own flat, but the people in the house are lovely. I'm very fortunate, but I've lived in some bad places in the past, and they're like poison for your soul. You're always having to worry about who's going to beat each other up, who's taking drugs, who's screaming, and all that type of thing. So I've lived in some horrible places in my past. That's why I love living here. Like, I've lived here for 16 years now on my own. I know I'm too young for that, really. But and that's why I love living here. It's a very safe place for me to live. I feel secure here. It's cozy. It's actually quite quiet considering I like noise. It's very good for writing, very good for my social media work. It's my little haven. I absolutely adore it. I've got all my stuff around it. For one person, you don't really need much more. Like, people have big houses, and it's like, what do you need all the rooms for? It's just more dusting, more cleaning. Do you know what I mean? And it's like a lot more money. So I like it here a lot. I love it. It's just where my heart is. And so, like, if you're in a bad environment where the like I said, I've been in some places, like I was in one place, I've lived in some really bad places where they've been doing drugs, places where people have been beating down the door, places where I haven't really spoke about this much on this channel, places where the landlord's been to prison, places where they did investigation into a murder. One place I moved into, a big murder. The guy was found not guilty of that, but wasting police time, and he'd been in jail before, apparently. That was a new place I'd moved into. I don't usually speak about this. It's new year now, so I shouldn't really be talking about this. But I just think it's important to know, and I do talk about health and well-being a lot, in 2020, and I think it's important going into 2021 that we do have these frank and honest discussions and say that, health and well-being has to be number one, especially at the moment, because there is so much difficulty in the world at the moment that, we need to make sure our body is as less of toxins as possible, and poisonous situations, poisonous environments, poisonous people. Because if we don't, we're more susceptible to getting viruses and things. What's happening with me at the moment in my body is a reaction, I believe, to the stressful situations I've been in recently. I can't just say everything on this channel. I have to keep some stuff secret. I know I usually tell you everything, but there's certain things I've got to keep secret. But I've been under a lot of stress lately. And, I can only think that a lot of the stuff where my body's reacting with all the rashes is to do with that. But I mean, it is really difficult. I'm literally signed off work for a month, and I can't work with the state of my body. I mean, I'm lucky I can wear clothes right now. Like, I couldn't even wear clothes a few days ago, apart from a nightshirt. And last night, I couldn't, I had to just wear nothing else. My legs were itching all the time, so it's a very difficult situation. I've had like rashes on my hands before, but never this whole situation, this whole like centralized itching situation and rashes coming up like day after day. So it's kind of really difficult at the moment. But like, I'm still positive going into 2021. And asexual friends like you have made all the difference, and close friends of mine, they've been there from video chats with me, they've been in voice messages for me. I have such wonderful friends. Years ago, I didn't have good friends. I had toxic friends, poisonous friends, if you like, people that didn't support me, people that wanted a relationship all one way. I had to phone them up, they wouldn't phone me up. You know, and that's not a real relationship. That's not someone who cares about you. It's someone who's just having you run around after them, and basically, you know, if you didn't bother with them, they wouldn't bother with you, you know. And it was the year before last now that the last person type of friend like that I had, who was still a kind-hearted person, you know, but that's when I let them go. So like just over a year ago now. We're still friends on Facebook, but you know, like, you have to let these people go who don't really appreciate you and value you, you know. I got friends now who are here for me through the good times and the bad times, and you know, they're like family, you know, that I've chosen for myself. And so is all the asexuals here, you know. Like, I haven't been feeling well lately, but I tell you, when I get on this channel, I just feel so much happier and at peace in my soul. I feel it's the right thing to do. I'm going to be here for long haul. One of my friends was telling me there's a YouTuber, she was called Amelia Ace, and a lot of videos, if not, I think my friend was telling me all the videos have just disappeared off her channel, like been taken down or put on private. They're not there anymore. I haven't looked recently, but I know that a lot of hers had gone when I looked at it, you know. And she had more subscribers than me, you know, and you know, now not putting videos up, and she was doing it for a few years, very popular. So the thing is like, you know, you can find channels that are the typical asexual channels. Thanks for the thumbs up, lots of love to you. The typical asexual channels, you know, but this channel is different. You know, I don't sugarcoat things. I don't tell things just over and over again the same asexual stuff. I'm living and breathing asexuality day in, day out. This is why this channel is different, because I explain how asexuality is in day-to-day life, with dating, relationships, friendship, family. You know, that's why I love this channel. And I haven't got a ton of subscribers like everyone else has, but I think I've got over 150,000 views now on this channel. So, you know, I'm still spreading awareness of asexuality. In 2021, my Asexual Guide to Sex book will finally be finished. All the asexual interviewees now are done. They are all complete the interviews. I wanted to get the book out last year, but things don't always happen the way you plan them to be. And I was still working on the last story with the last asexual interviewee in December. So that's done now. So it's just my part of the book I need to do. But obviously, you know, it's hard when you're, you know, like, if you've got constant, like, things like rashes and pain in your hands and stuff, you know, it's hard to even, like, you know, typing on a computer, do you know what I mean, typing on the keyboard and writing, because obviously your hands are the things you write with. So, and you know, if you're in a state of just itching all over, you just can't do much really. It's very difficult. You kind of have to, like, go for some time till you feel better and stop itching. So, you know, it's my health is not great at the moment. Eddie, I do hope you all have a blessed 2021, and I hope this channel breaks 1,000 subs. Thank you, Eddie. Lots of love to you. I would love that too. I would love in 2021 to at least get to 1,000 subscribers. That would make my day. And it's because I want to connect more asexual together. I want more eyeballs in this channel because I want to spread more awareness of asexuality. I'm one of the few YouTubers, if not the only YouTuber, that tries to do a daily chat show. I know I haven't lived up to my daily chat show recently because I have been poorly, and I admit that, and I've still got daily chat show. And you might have been thinking, like, why is she promoting it as a daily chat show when she hasn't been there daily? And I do hold my hands up to that and apologize. It's because I have been poorly, and you know, I do like to share my own asexual life journey, and sometimes, you know, you do get poorly. Start sharing the channel, peeps. Yeah, please start sharing the channel. You know, the more you share this channel with other people, the more eyeballs will get on it, you know. And it's really important for me, you know. And I know I don't do the typical videos all the time of asexuals, but, you know, and asexuality. But I really believe in personal professional development for asexuals, you know, giving you the skills and tools you need to succeed in this highly sexualized world we live in, and empowering you to feel comfortable and confident in your own skin. You know, that's what this channel's all about. Mordecai, I believe that if more people knew about asexuality, there would be more people who will identify as ace. So do I, actually, Mordecai. So I hope you share this channel as well, my friend. You know, the more the merrier, the more the merrier. Like Eddie said, I mean, you know, I have had quite a few people say to me, this channel does deserve more subs. I learned a lot here. I'm glad I found a channel that is welcoming. Oh, thank you, Eddie. Yeah, you're one of you and I've now got Sparky 666 as well, who both come in chat, who are both not asexual but participate in asexual chat on here and participate. Yeah, it's really nice that you're here. Yeah, and it's important because I see myself as the bridge between heterosexuals and sexuals in general and asexuals, because I have had sex in the past. I'm an asexual that has done that in the past. I lived a very heterosexual life years ago. I thought I was heterosexual for absolute years of my life. You know, I didn't realise that arousal is not the same as sexual attraction. And whilst I can experience arousal, I experience no sexual attraction. It is puzzling, even for me as a person. Logically, I do not understand why I experience high levels of arousal yet zero sexual attraction. I still don't understand that. It's still, I understand the theory of it. You know, I understand why, I understand the difference, but I still doesn't make logical sense to me. You know, because I've always in the past put arousal and sexual attraction. Well, I thought they were the same thing. I didn't realize they were different. Mordecai, they should teach asexuality in school. Yeah, I mean, I've got my obviously my Asexualise Academy, which I've got my Asexuality Basics for Beginners course. I'd love to be able to teach in schools. When I did actually, I emailed the PM about it, but you know, it's like he got in touch with a couple of people in Parliament, but they said that the only thing they said they're doing was a survey, and that included LGBT people and I think asexuals as well. That was like last year or the year before. But I said, you know, like I'd like an actual job where I can like educate people and stuff. Like, but you know, they're like, oh, look at the jobs board. It's like as if a job's going to come up saying asexuality advisor or educator in schools or colleges or universities. Do you know what I mean? It's not exactly going to come up like that, is it? You know what I mean? But yeah, they should definitely teach asexuality in school. I really believe that. So I've got to, you know, like I want to get my Asexual Guide to Sex book. I really need that across the globe. I need as many people as possible to get that, to buy it. So that is going to be 2021 is going to be a huge year for that. Mordecai, I was always taught in school you like one or the other or both. Not I don't want to it with either. You always told you like one or the other or both. Not I don't want to do it with either. Are you talking about genders? You like you either like sex with one or more. Oh, to do it. I was taught in school you either like to do it or not. Is that right? I don't know if I've read that right, Mordecai. But yes, yeah, I don't, you know, yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I have had sex in the past, but I can't bring myself to do that again. I just don't like it. I'm really sex repulsed these days. The whole idea of it really turns me off. On asexual dating sites, it's difficult because it's difficult to get a match. I'm very, very, very into kissing, and not many asexual guys are into kissing like me. The school said you like to do it with one sex, the other, or both, not it neither. Oh, right, that makes sense now. You like to do it with one sex, the other, or both, not neither. Oh, well, in my school education, I didn't even get that much education. I had one video with a woman dressed as a egg and a man dressed as a sperm coming towards each other going, one day my sperm will come, one day my sperm will come. And this is a woman dressed as an egg. It's like, oh my lord. That was my sex education in biology. And the woman goes, oh, people fall out of love because their chemicals change, because love is just a chemical. And that was my biology lesson in sex and love. A woman dressed as an egg, a man dressed as a sperm in a video, and she's saying one day my sperm will come, which basically means that the woman just waits for a guy to impregnate her, which is disgusting. And then the love is like a collection of chemicals, and when those chemicals change, you stop being in love. End of story. That's really, really great, isn't it? Like, how am I supposed to learn sweet FA from that? I can't. Do you know what I mean? It's so weird. But yeah, I mean, when I was at school, they didn't really talk about. I knew gays because where I lived with my parents, there was two men who lived together who were gay, and so I was brought up knowing that it's fine to be gay if you want to be, or if you are, obviously. Because gays like what you are, like your sexual orientation, not a choice. But I was brought up to know it's fine to be gay. That's what I'm trying to say. Mordecai, when they taught that, it made me feel broken. Oh, Mordecai, thank you for sharing. I like you on this channel. The school said you'd like to do it with one sex, the other, or both, not either. When they taught that, it made me feel broken. Well, you're not broken, Mordecai, but I understand why you felt that way. Because you felt like you're not either of those. And for years of my life, honestly, I thought this was the only person in the world that didn't like sex. I never, ever, ever until 2014 met anyone in the world who didn't like sex. No one. Diddly squat. Nothing. Nada. No one. I honestly thought I'm just the only one in the entire world. I really did. I was convinced of it. Eddie, well, I am shooting in 2021 to see my girlfriend, and I hope that can get us closer so we can get engaged. I mean, we consider ourselves married, but we plan things out on and off and on. Well, that's good. Wow. So we can get engaged. Wow. You consider yourself married. That's really sweet. David. Hello, David. Lots of love. Happy New Year. Wow, it is a party tonight. Did it already hit New Year there? I just saw a post. Yes, David, it already hit New Year 37 minutes ago. And there was why the windows got the curtains drawn back is because there was fireworks going off outside. So yeah, but it's lovely to see you here. David is in a friend of mine on Facebook and also in at least one of my asexual groups, if not more than one of them. I think he's in my asexual friends group, yeah. So Mordecai, I get you. When they did sex ed, I couldn't understand and felt awkward. Now no more. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like, when I was at school as well, like they used to talk about getting off with each other and making out with each other and getting to a certain base. And I'm like, I don't even understand what base is. What are these different first base, second base, third base? Is it a baseball game or what? David, Happy New Year. We still have 5.5 hours to go. Oh, right. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in 2021 now. So it's strange when people are in different years, isn't it? I know people were saying Happy New Year in the UK to me, that even in my city, one of them. And it's like, it's not even New Year. Heather, Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, hi, Heather. Heather is an ally like Eddie is. So they're not asexual, but they're here to support. So lots of love to Heather. So yes, we've got Eddie and we've got Heather supporting today. This is good. I like it. Asexuals obviously is the prime aim of this channel, but also to educate people who are not asexual and to encourage them to understand asexuality. It's really important. So I'm glad. Eddie, when they did sex ed in the USA, they showed us a movie called The Miracle of Life. Oh, and it started with a birth and did a movie rewind to how it all began. Oh my god, that would have really repulsed me because I'm pregnancy repulsed, Eddie. Oh my god, that would have really repulsed me. I know not many people in the world are pregnancy repulsed, but I'm seriously pregnancy repulsed. If I had of like going back to Mordecai's conversation earlier, like Mordecai would like kids and would like to adopt. I knew at 15 I didn't want kids, but I considered at 15 adoption. I thought if I had kids, I would adopt. I definitely wouldn't have anything inside me, but I would want to adopt a kid that was like school age, like 4 or 5, not a baby. I'm really not into babies, but I do still get on with babies, like because in one of my old jobs, I actually worked near a nursery. They had the nursery on the same department, on the same floor as my furniture department. And I had to look at pregnant women all the time. And it took me 2.5 years to stop feeling physically sick seeing them and get used to it. 2.5 years is a long, long time. But, and there was a little baby at one point who put his finger out, to hold my little finger. And I think it's because kids know they're safe with me. Babies know they're safe with me. I'm always going to, even though I don't want any of my own, I'm always going to be a protector in that way. Like I don't believe in hurting people, And so I think they can feel that, I think they can feel that honesty with me. Do you know what I mean? They can just understand that I'm honest, like from an early age. When I was even a kid in birth certificate age, I had like kids coming up to me who got lost from their parents being by my side, trying to hold my hand because they were lost, because they know that I'm not going to hurt them, that I'm a protector, that I'm here to save people and help people. Even though I'm not into having children myself, I would never, ever hurt them. I'd always protect them because that's what I'm like. So Eddie was saying that when they did sex ed in the USA, they showed you the movie called The Miracle of Life. It started with the birth and rewind how it all began. And then Eddie said he was 15 at the time. And Happy New Year to Eddie and Heather. And David, I'm the same with Mordecai. I'd like kids, but that's a bit of a challenge. At least I have dogs, so I can treat them like my kids. Oh, David, yeah. I know. David has lovely dogs. David's very into dogs, and he spends a lot of money looking after his dogs to ensure his dogs are well. And cared for. If they need any treatment, he'll pay a lot of money to see his dogs happy, safe, and well. So I really admire that about David. And yeah, I think a lot of asexuals end up treating animals like kids. Like I have my Angel, who obviously doesn't live with me. She lives with my parents because she's diabetic. But at the moment, she's off her insulin. And it might be that she's not going to need insulin anymore. She might have actually, recovered herself, like gone back to not needing insulin after 2.5 years. So it's very interesting. She's been off insulin now for about 2.5 weeks, the first time in over 2.5 years. So it might be that she's got better herself. Cats can apparently do it after 2 years, so it's possible. She's got an appointment on Monday. But she loves her cuddles with me. I love my time with my kid. I really miss her because obviously she can't be here with me most of the time. It's very difficult, very tough to be without her, because she's like, she is my daughter as far as I'm concerned, and she's something I love implicitly. And it did when she started after 7.5 months of not seeing me, when she saw me over here, I noticed her health did start to improve in general, I think. But obviously I took her to the vets because she had some bald patches and she had this antifungal stuff that my mum put on her, so that helped, made her better, and so she's getting better. But it seems like she probably doesn't need insulin anymore, which will be a good thing. And she's got cataracts that have completely gone from one of the eyes, which apparently can't ever happen. So she's a little miracle piggy. Eddie, same as my girlfriend and I, we have kids and they are cats. Yes, it's a shame Sam isn't here tonight, because Sam's like my best asexual friend, as you know. I expect they're busy doing something. But yeah, they might be with their partner chatting. I don't know, because they got a partner now, which is really good, and they video chat with them quite a bit, which I hope they're doing. So yeah, so they've got cats together. So Sam's partner's got a couple of cats, and Sam basically is the parent to them, as well as Sam's partner. So they're joint parents now. Mordecai, yes, I call my mice my kids. I call my hamster Houdini my baby. Oh, you haven't got any mice at the moment, now, have you, Mordecai? You've got the hamster. You hope to get a cat soon and love cats. You'll just have to get someone to look after it if you come to one of my meetups, so Mordecai, because obviously you're going to hopefully come back to my in-person meetups when everything is sorted. And like I said, you've got to be very careful the cat doesn't eat the hamster. I used to have mice, yeah. Yeah, you've got a beautiful hamster. Beautiful hamster. It's so cute. David, I hope Angel will get off the meds. That'll be a good turn of the New Year's with some good news. It would be. It would be. I mean, at the moment, David, she's completely off her meds. So she's got to be in all day on Monday for a couple of blood tests. Like my dad was going to pick me up to take me in the morning to go with her and to pick me up, but he's changed his mind on that now. So it's a shame, because I really need to be there for the evening appointment, because I need to know what they say, and then I'm because the vet's there and then able to talk to me. But anyway, he's changed his mind on that. So I really need to know what's going on. So I'll probably have to phone them up later today and just speak to them about it and say, can you phone me on the phone if I can't be there? Because I've been there every other time. It's important that I understand what's going on with her care, because I'm still responsible for her, paying her care, like her diabetes meds and stuff like that, and her insurance. So it's important I know what's going on with that. But yeah, it'd be great if she can stay off the meds. Really, really good, you know. And so yeah, it'd be brilliant. You know, it seems that she's got a lot better and she doesn't need it. It was making her lose weight being on it now. So that's what we found out so far. It seems like she can be off it completely. She certainly doesn't need 2 lots. I don't think she needs it at all, but we'll see. So she's going to have a test in the morning, a blood test later on. So she's got to stay there for a whole day. And yeah, I'll see how it goes, you know, with that. So yeah, yeah, Mordecai, you got to make sure that the cat doesn't eat the hamster, so the hamster escapes. I've had in the past, when I was living with my parents years ago, I had 2 Russian dwarf hamsters, and it was absolutely horrible because obviously I could have thought better. You know, it's, you know, I'm not going to blame myself because there's no point in blaming, but at the end of the day, I was responsible for 2 Russian dwarf hamsters. I left them alone in a cardboard box in the lounge. I went and spoke to my mum quickly, went back, and there was my dog had got hold of this thing which I thought was a mouse that it bit into, and I don't want to gross you out, but basically there wasn't much left of this thing. And then I realised it all happened so quickly. I went back in to look at the box. There was only 1 hamster there, and then I realised that was my hamster that the dog had tried to eat, and the hamster died. It was horrible. Obviously, I learned never to leave a cardboard box out with a terrier dog around, however nice the terrier dogs are, you know. So it was like difficult. Ace born again Christian. Oh, Happy New Year! I haven't seen you at all for a long time. Lots of love to you. Yes, Mordecai, what a shame. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, if you get a cat, be very careful with it, because it could, you know, like end up eating the hamster. You know, I'm just telling you that because I get very worried about these things. I know some pets can live together quite hard, but I think they usually have to grow up together, because I did have a rabbit that lived with a guinea pig that came together because they'd been from birth, and my mum took them on because they weren't in a good way, and she nursed them back to health, and someone gave them to her. So, you know, rabbit and guinea pig aren't supposed to be able to live together, but they can do these days. They were put together in birth. But, you know, because I've had that bad experience with dogs and hamsters, I think, you know, for me personally, I wouldn't risk it, because that's just the way I feel. You know, I'd have to have them in a completely separate room, with the cat not being able to get anywhere near the hamster, and not even let it in the room, same room as the hamster, I think. You know, or it'd have the, you know, certainly not when I had the hamster out, it'd have to be in a completely different room. So yeah. Yeah, it's really important to, yeah. But going back to pets, I think pets are, you know, if you don't have physical human kids, I think, you know, furry kids like cats and dogs, and in my case guinea pigs, I think they mean so much more. You know, they mean the world to you, and they're kind of like your life. You know, like I don't see Angel for months at a time, but I know we still have a very strong spiritual bond that can't be broken. I know that I have like I believe in spirituality, you know. I'm a very spiritual person, and I think I think guinea pigs I can connect to spiritually, because I usually know when something's wrong. Like with the ball patches that Angel had, that's now, that problem's been solved. It was a fungal problem, and she's had treatment for it, and her hair's growing back now. I actually dreamt that in a dream before it happened, like 6 weeks before it happened. But the thing with my dreams is they're not kind of normal events that would happen like they would in the dream. So it was set in a sci-fi setting in the dream, and then all of a sudden an angel appeared, and it's like, oh my god, she's got these patches everywhere. And then after 7.5 months of not seeing my parents, with Angel, I saw my dad in like with her for her meds and that, and I think I saw my mum once in the car. But with you know, I can't go over to their home, that's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, I hadn't seen Angel for 7.5 months, and when I finally got to see her, you know, I saw the patches straight away, and I thought, oh my god, they're the same ones as the ones in my dream. And it was just so freaky. So I need to get her into the vet straight away, and, you know, get them sorted, basically. So I'm very intuitive. I usually know when something's wrong. It's like I sensed from the test results that she didn't really need the insulin anymore. That's possibly why she was losing weight, even though she's eating a ton of food. So I think I'm going to be right about that. I don't think she's going to need the insulin anymore, but we'll see what happens. She certainly won't need 2 lots of it anyway. So, you know, because I'm responsible for all that. So, yeah, it's really important. Although I don't administer it, my parents do, which is nice of them. So yeah, but you know, I think furry animals, they mean so much to us, don't they? They're like really, oh god, hands. They're really like, you know, like part of who we are. They help us like feel unconditional love, you know. So asexual love is very unconditional, you know. It's not based on, you know, in general, asexual love between human beings, you know, it's not based on genitals, it's not based on like the body, it's more based on the mind, the soul, the spirit of the person's personality, how well you get on with that person, shared interests, commonalities. That's what, you know, that asexual love is based on. And obviously with animals you get a lot of that type of love because, you know, they're not obviously got anything to do with physical sexual stuff. They're very pure hearted, they're very kind and cute and cuddly, and they just give that unconditional love with obviously no sexual stuff going on and no expectation of that. And you know, it's just like the cute cuddly love that I think a lot of asexuals crave. You know, that's what I crave, cute, in my case romantic love, you know. David, there's an energy to your house that animals bring. Where my dog Syria is, no, how do you, I can't remember how you pronounce her name. Syria? No, that's not. Syria's the name of a country, isn't it? Sarah? Is that how you actually pronounce your dog's name? I know your dog's not here anymore. I had passed. The house was so silent that I couldn't stand it. I understand. They do bring an energy to your house. So when I had my guinea pigs here, like obviously I've only got one now, my parents, to me they warded off evil spirits. I know that might sound crazy, but you know, I do. Yeah, so now since they've left, I have to have a light on at night, some sort of light. I can't sleep in the dark anymore because they're not here. There's no presence here like that. And so I'm not gonna Syria. Is that how you pronounce it? Mordecai's asking. Syria. Anyway, I know she's a Sierra. Oh, Sierra. I should have guessed that. Why didn't I guess that? It's probably because I get a lot of foreign guys approach me. Sierra. Oh, that's nice. It's a beautiful name. I'm sure I knew that before, but for some reason my brain's not working. Yeah, sorry, not getting it right. I agree. Sierra. It's a beautiful name. It reminds me of a Spanish name, actually. It's really nice. Yeah, I understand. I mean, it was really difficult when I first had to give up. I had to give up my guinea pigs, 2 of them, to go and live with my parents, give them up being in my home, not give up being their mum, because my angel was diabetic and I couldn't inject her. I had a panic attack in the vet, so I got a really genuine fear of needles and blood, and so I couldn't do it. So it was, the vet was like, well, you either get someone to look after her and inject her, or she has to be put to sleep, which seemed crazy because she was still energetic and eating food, and it looked like there was nothing wrong with her apart from she went blind, which is obviously a sign of diabetes, and one eye she's regained some sight in now. And so I had to give up both of my piggies living with me because they go together, you know, to go over my parents, you know, and they both had to have an operation. Sadly, Angel made it, which is great, but sadly my other one didn't. She came through, and then she started, I don't really want to talk about, then she started like having bleeding, and that was it basically. To cut your story short, I don't want to go into morbid things in the beginning of a new year. So yeah, so anyway, but Angel's, you know, done really well. She's over 4.5 now. She's like had diabetes, like been diabetic for 2.5 years. The moment come off for insulin for like 2.5 weeks now. Still really energetic, still eating lots. So, you know, I've got really good hope for her. But when I'm going back to what David said, when they first left my home, it's really hard. I mean, I had to make the decision with less than 24 hours. I mean, you know what I mean? It's heartbreaking to be able to be told, she went blind really quickly within 10 days. And then it was you've got to get someone to inject her by tomorrow. And it's it was heartbreaking, having to, but as a animal parent, guinea pig parent, you have to make really tough decisions, and it's not easy. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. It's not hard from the point of view of I know she's really well looked after. I mean, she gets all the treats. She's really well looked after by my mum. That was not questionable at all. I had no doubt about that. It was me emotionally, having to give up seeing her the majority of the time and not having her here anymore and not being able to cuddle her, or I damn well feel like it. It's really difficult. You have to be really strong and brave. And in the past, when one of my guinea pigs has died, I've had to get another one immediately to go with the other one, within 24 hours usually, because the other one pines for it and gets really sad. But Angel likes living on her own. She's used to being on her own. She's quite bolshy. She likes to be the queen of the house. And she lives, my mum is indoors. She's an indoor guinea pig, so my mum's indoors all the time with her, so she's never really alone. It's like my mum's a companion most of the time. So that's really good, So my mum looks after her really well. I don't doubt anything like that. It's just it is hard, That's where she used to be. That used to be one of the bottom cages of the guinea pigs, because I used to have 4 guinea pigs years ago, a family of 4. So that thing there that's got the bar around it, that's actually based on one of the cages. I have to put stuff in it now. My flat's getting a bit full at the moment. I need to get rid of some stuff, I think. Sell some stuff. But yeah, so it is really difficult. I think pets are literally part of your soul. I think they just become part of you. And when Angel visited me last time here for the day, I've only had her over for 2 days. I think it is full days, but I've seen her obviously going to the vets usually. And last time she was just licking my face, she was licking my cheek, she was nibbling around my nose. I thought it's just like you would do with another guinea pig, nibbling around my nose, licking my cheek. She nearly tried to tongue kiss me. I'm like, no, Angel, that's too much. But she was trying to kiss me, and she's doing all these licks. It was so cute. And she obviously really misses me as well and needs to see me as well. But things are difficult, aren't they, all around the world now? And it's it's up to my parents when I can see her, because she doesn't live with me. So yeah, but I love her to bits. And when I see her, I feel completely loved by her. The energy she emits is just such healing energy. It's really good when I'm not very well. Obviously I can't see her when I'm really not well, because I'm not in a fit state to see her myself. But it's really good when I'm not feeling too great, to just have her with me, because she's like a beam of light, and the energy she emits is very healing energy. David, it's rough with all pet parents. I know how you feel, Sandra. A lot of the times the pets don't understand why you treat them too, so it's stressful to them too. I imagine Angel gets stressed with tests. Yeah, well, Angel used to get stressed with tests. She used to get very stressed going to the vets, but the last few times she's been really relaxed. She's been I mean, I haven't been able to go into the actual vet surgery with her, because with COVID, the situation, we have to stay outside. We can't actually go in there with vets in a consultation, her do the tests in front of us like normal. I mean, on Monday, she's got to stay in there all day from 8 a.m. in the morning to 6:30 at night. So it's going to be a long day for her. But she used to freeze and hardly look like she's breathing, really shallow breathing, because it used to scare her being in the box. So she used to go like that in the waiting room. But since she's been in these last few months, last couple of months, she's actually been eating, munching away, happy before she gets to vets. I don't know if that's partly. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if that's partly because I usually go with her and I take her out in the car and give her some cuddles before she actually goes in to see the vet. And I think maybe the cuddles just help her, because she knows that she's loved. And, that's what's sad, because on Monday she's going in for the whole day. and I was going to be seeing her to give her cuddles before, which I think would really help her. But my dad's decided now he's going on his own, which I don't think is in her best interest personally, because I think she needs me as much as I need her. But you know, you have to abide by the rules of the person who looks after her, don't you? Do you know what I mean? It's difficult because, like, I didn't even really think about that until we just had this discussion, David. That, you know, that she really does need me, because I think it calms her down. You know, I think, you know, being with her mum and having those cuddles in the car and just feeling my warm heart next to hers and knowing she's loved before she goes there, I think it's really important, you know. Um, so yeah, it's, and I love to see her as well, because obviously if anything happens to her, and I didn't see her before she went into the vets, I mean, she's only having blood tests, so it shouldn't be a problem, but they did say they'd let me know if there's any other treatment she needed, so if he finds something else that needs doing, he'll have to phone me up. But not going in actually with her now is a bit difficult for me. So, you know, it's going to be difficult for her as well, because she'll be expecting me to go with her, you know, because that's what I usually do. But never mind, it's what it is, isn't it? Mordecai, my hamster Houdini managed to escape today through a door I had accidentally left open slightly, but when I called his name, I found him. Wow. Well, you were lucky. That's what I mean, Mordecai. You can't really have a cat when that happens, you know, because a cat would probably eat the hamster, especially to have it be brought up together. Do you know what I mean? Like, if a cat sees it, it's not going to know it's a hamster. It'll probably think it's a mouse going across the floor. So I personally wouldn't risk it, but it's up to you. I don't think, I think you live in a high up, don't you, as well? In block of flats? Isn't that right? So wouldn't that be a bit dangerous for the cats to live so high up as well? I would have thought, but do you know what I mean? I mean, it's up to you, but at the end of the day, I would worry about my hamster. Do you know what I mean? Especially if it's escaping. Like, David, that's good. At least she's doing better now. Yeah. Mordecai, yes, I would have to be a great deal more careful. I was thinking of letting him go in the bath. Go in the bath? What? You mean to actually run around in the bath? Or actually have a bath? Because obviously he could drown if you put too much water in the bath. Houdini's like the real magician. He's an escape artist. Mordecai, yes, I live on the top floor. It would be an indoor cat. I just think if Houdini is run around, I just think if Houdini's escaping, I personally wouldn't get a cat. And what are you going to do when you come to asexual meetups? Are you going to have someone to look after your hamster and your cat, because you can't leave them alone? They've got to be fed every day. But you know, if your hamster's escaping like that, I wouldn't. He is indeed. That's why I named him. Yeah, but if he's escaping like that, I personally wouldn't get a cat, because you know the cat's going to eat him most likely, or bite into him, or like claw him or something, because he's not going to know what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's very like risky. I would have to get my brother to look after him. Oh right, well it's good. Yeah, as long as your brother's up for doing that, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you play with Houdini? Do you have him out on your hand and stuff? He does sound like a real escape artist. I don't know how he escaped from there, but there you go. But that's what I mean. Cats do fine on balconies. My sisters owned them and lived on different floors of apartments. They're really careful of how they'll walk around. Okay. Mordecai, I let Houdini out every now and then in the hall, but today he got out of the hallway. Ah, right, okay, Mordecai. Yeah. I think it's good to let him out. It's really good. Just that if you letting him out with a cat there, you'd have to, do you know what I mean? It's like, and he escaped from the room you put him in, the cat could get him. I get very worried, obviously, because what happened with my hamster years ago with the dog. I just don't trust that situation. It's not a good situation. It's very risky, in my opinion. They're very careful of the walk around. So do fine on balconies. Yeah, but what happens, like, David, if they've got a block of flats and they don't have a balcony? Like, for example, in London, Mordecai doesn't live in London, but in London, there's just huge blocks of flats. You open the window and it would probably be a huge drop down to the floor. Do you know what I mean? Like splat, I would have thought. But it's nice to know they do well on balconies. But how how tall is your sister's apartments? Like, how many stories high? Is it just like 3 stories or something like that? I'd be interested to know. I mean, the people in the house here, they have 2 house cats and they never go out. They had a disease or illness when they were in the first year of infancy. And the person downstairs and her mum, they live together in the bottom part of the house, and they have part of the middle part of the house. And so they have 2 house cats, but they got them when they were like 1 year old, when they'd had some disease or illness or something, and they hadn't never been out, so they just have them as house cats. But this is like they have the whole run of the 2-story house, like all downstairs, their kitchen, they've got lounge, one of their bedrooms is downstairs, they've got like a computer room, and they've got all the run of the stairs and all the run of the middle rooms as well, which there's 3. So there's a lot of space for them to run around. They're beautiful cats as well, because and they've got a laundry room as well. And I always had luck from cats that have black fur and green eyes. They're actually really lucky cats for me like that. So I love seeing them. They're absolutely beautiful, really good condition all the time. Mordecai, sorry. I was thinking the bathroom would be better. I could lock him in there for a bit. Well, he would need food and drink, obviously, after a while, because they get thirsty. I mean, not so bad at the moment because it's winter, but obviously in the summer, he's going to need more drink. But yeah, I mean, I used to have a hamster ball, but obviously I wouldn't recommend them with a cat really around. But you can only put them in hamster balls for about 20 minutes, really, because of their breathing. It says you shouldn't really do it for more than 20 minutes. But I mean, I think it's a good idea in terms of exercise, providing Houdini actually could, walk without skidding. You might need to get a mat for him. I let him out for an hour a day. Oh, wow. Does he not pee and poo everywhere? I do think it's good for him to get exercise, though. It's good. I just know in the balls you're only supposed to have them in for 20 minutes at a time, I think. But, it's really nice you let him out of his cage, though. I think that's a really good thing that you do that for him. It's very important, really important. But, pets are a huge part of asexual life, I think. I know a lot of asexuals have cats. There's tons of people that have cats. Mordecai, he does a bit, yes, haha. David, one sister's was 3. She would leave the door open and let them come and go whenever. Oh, yeah. I mean, I do know some animals can actually be okay together as well, but I think unless you've got experience of that and they grew up together, I think, it's a bit risky with a cat and a hamster, to be honest. I would always be, I just hate anything to happen to Houdini, because I know I've seen that little hamster. It's so cute. It's really good that you let him out. I think that's really great. I'd just be a bit worried because I am very worried about stuff like that. My mum has a dog near my guinea pig, which I used to get very freaked out about. And if she gets too close when I'm over there, because the dog, but my mum says the dog sits nicely and Angel's on her lap. So I've kind of got a bit more used to that idea now. But sometimes even her dog, who's a terrier, licks its lips when it looks at Angel. And I'm like, I don't like that. Why is it licking its lips? I mean, their dog's lovely, but when it starts going like this, I'm like, no. I'm like, if I go over there and it starts jumping on the sofa at the same time as Angel, I'm like moving her Angel like this way. I'm like, no, I just don't, because of I guess it's partly as well because of what happened with my hamster years ago. I don't like risking stuff like that now. You never know. I mean, terriers are born to chase things, do you know what I mean? And eat things like that. It's inbred into them. So, I'm not saying they can't change and be different. And I'm not saying every terrier's like that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? David, yeah, I wouldn't match up Houdini unless the pet being adopted is listed as pet friendly for hamsters. Yeah, because Houdini escapes so much as well. I don't think it's a good idea personally, but do you know what I mean? It's just a bit yeah. Unless he's been adopted, yeah. So unless it's it says this unless it says this cat is designed to be with hamsters, which usually it's not. I don't think it's I don't think it's not a good idea to match them up, because I just don't want anything to happen to Houdini. I'm very protective over animals, and I get like very, with my experience I've got, I'm like, I just don't like risking it. I just think, like one day something could happen, and one day something did happen to me and it was awful. I haven't gone into the details, but let's just say its insides weren't inside it anymore. It was just horrible. It was really, really one of the worst experiences of my life. Like giving Angel, having to give Angel up to live with me was one of the most difficult experiences of my life. Seeing my hamster not looking like a hamster anymore, was one of the most horriblest things in my life. So, I'm very, very like, I don't want to see that happen to Houdini, you know what I mean? I just don't want to risk it. It's not my hamster, obviously, it's Mordecai's, but I'm just saying, I just worry about these things, because I do care. It's important, and I know that you'd be gutted if anything happened to Houdini. I know you'd be absolutely upset because Houdini's a big part of your life. So, and I'm glad you let him out. It's really sweet. I think a lot of asexuals, we do love animals because, like I said, they give us such unconditional love. And I think with the asexual love in general as well, it's like, like for me, I like because I'm romantic asexual. I like romance a lot. For me, I like all the romantic type of kissing, cuddling, teenager style relationship. Not a relationship with a teenager style relationship. I prefer 21 years and upwards. I do like younger guys, So that's the type of thing I like, really romantic, and and I like all the type of teenager style love where it's just kissing, cuddling, romance, chatting till the early hours, being up late into the night, watching movies together, having food out together, like going to parties together, it's like that type of thing. I like that sort of like, clubbing for me, really. I like that sort of thing, I just like the pure love that, is cute, cuddly, romantic, none of this genital nonsense, I call it, none of this sexual stuff going on. It's just like, for me, it's just not nice. I'd never ever have associated sex with love. Which I guess you and David and Mordecai can probably relate to. I'm guessing you're the same. You've never associated sex with love either. What's your views on it? I'm guessing you're the same as me on that. Because I've never associated it, like I've always thought, never been a fan of clubbing. Yeah, I know most asexuals are not into clubbing. It's quite rare because there's obviously a lot of sexual people in clubs. But I have very sexy dancing, despite the fact I don't have any sexual attraction. So, and I do like to express myself sexually with my dancing, I guess, but without like, obviously, in clubs, I just like to do like wiggle my hips a lot, which is quite sexy, but I don't want sex. It's really weird. Like, it's really weird. Like you're sexy, but you don't want sex. It's kind of like, that's interesting. But I get to say, like, I'm on Facebook dating, and I was talking about this last night, and I've made it clear in my profile that I don't like sex. Right? I don't like sex, and I'm asexual in sexual orientation, not heterosexual. And I want a guy without sex. And still, I get the guys who want sex. It drives me insane. Mordecai just heard Houdini doing something in the cage, just had a look, and he was hanging onto the underside of the lid. Oh my god, he wants to escape again. Have you took him out? It's a shame you can't bring him on the live stream with you, isn't it? And he can twitch his little nose at us. It's a shame he can't do that. I'd love to see him. He's so cute. Oh, bless you. He was definitely waiting to escape again. No. Oh, bless. Yeah. Oh, Houdini's so cute. Really, really cute. I let him out twice today. He is. Oh, that's good. It's New Year's now. You'll be letting him out in 2021 as well. It's nice that you let him out a lot. It's really good. David, never really dated, but as looking for someone, I was always looking for a permanent friend, I guess. Everyone around here, though, makes sex an important thing in their relationships. Yeah, it's such a shame, isn't it? Like, because I'm doing Facebook dating now and I'm trying it, I had forgotten how much sexuals are into sex. Like, because I just hadn't thought about talking to heterosexuals for a long time, I never really I never really thought about, like what heterosexuals think like anymore. And when I go back into Facebook dating and oh, it sounds like a fireworks going off again now. When I go on Facebook dating and these people start talking about sex and stuff, I'm like, and I say I don't want sex, and they're like, well, what sexual acts do you like to do? It's like, I don't like doing any sexual acts either. And they're like, do you like being naked? Like, basically naked stuff. It's like, I don't like being naked either, And it's kind of like, I've forgotten how sexual sexuals are, because obviously most of the time I'm talking to asexuals. I'm not talking to heterosexuals very much, Most of the time it's asexuals. And when I do, there's one heterosexual, but he supports LGBT plus. He supports my asexual stuff, so he doesn't talk sexually to me. He talks romantically to me, but not sexually to me. And he's a really nice, actually, person, But because I don't talk about if I talk about sex on this channel, it's very as a matter of fact clinical way, right? But if and asexuals I find talk that way, but if sexuals bring it up, I'm like, oh my god, it's just so revolving around the genitals and so revolving around nudity and sexual acts, and it's just like, really, do we have to talk about this? It's so old to me now. I'm not used to talking about that anymore. And it's like, so what sexual acts will you do? It's like, I don't want to do any sexual acts. I'm not interested in the genitals. I'm not interested in the guy's bits. I'm not interested in any of that. David said Houdini is celebrating the new year. I agree. Mordecai's like, yeah, he is. David, I wonder how we got to this point when society used to be so proper when courting with someone. Yeah. Yeah, it's really, yeah, I mean, society did used to do the proper courting, didn't it? But now it's just like all about hooking up. I mean, on Facebook dating, I can only get it on my phone. I can't get it on my iPad. I can't get it on, at the moment, I can't get it on my desktop. I can only get it on my phone. And it's like, and it's just like so hookup culture. It's more and more of them are just looking for casual relationships. And I just say I don't do casual relationships. To me, they're an absolute waste of time, energy, and effort. And a lot of the time, the guys know I just learn to move on from them very quickly because they aren't suitable. I had a nice guy yesterday, and he said to me, look, he said, I could be asexual some of the time, but not all the time. I definitely need it. And I'm like, well, you can't make yourself be asexual. So you couldn't actually be asexual. Asexuality is not the same as abstaining. Asexuality is a sexual orientation that is a lack of sexual attraction, meaning you don't get the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse. Whereas abstaining is forced. You're forcing yourself not to have sex, but you still want it. You still get the need for it and urge for it. It's a completely different thing. And so I had to explain this to him. Anyway, I said, thank you for your honesty. Obviously, we're not going to be suitable. He said no, but he was a really nice person because he did ask me questions and he did actually take an interest and he did learn something. He did admit he can't be like that. And I'd rather a guy be honest like that than just mess me around and pretend that he can be without sex and lead me on. Yeah, which is what some of them do. So, and like you say, like the courting, like my dad courted my mum for a while, all that kind of courting thing, a lot of it's kind of gone. I mean, for me though, because we live in such a fast-paced world now, because a lot of it is online that you're going to meet someone, especially if you're asexual, I do like to cut to the chase. I would rather have a few texts. If I think there's a possibility that a person might be suitable for a relationship, I'd rather have a 4 or 5 hour video chat with them, because in that chat I can, if I think they're going to possibly be suitable, that chat I can just get to know the person really quickly, suss out if they're going to be right for me possibly at all or not, and move on. A lot of them I know already because I don't want to waste my time. Like, I have been looking for my asexual soulmate now for 6+ years, 6.5 years. So 2014, I found out it was asexual March, April 2014, and then I think I started seriously looking into being on asexual dating sites, actually looking for someone July 2014. I think I went on there before then, but it wasn't until July actually. I was kind of like tentative, going, "Oh, hi, I'm Sandra. I'm asexual, and I'm happy being single," because I was too scared to do anything back then. So it was kind of like back then it was like it was all kind of new to me. I was scared about dating and stuff, but now, like, with Facebook dating, a lot of them are heterosexual, obviously the majority are, and it's kind of like I just don't want to waste my time. Like 6.5 years trying to find my soulmate is a long time, and it's like there's so many thousands of people on Facebook. Like, there's got to be an asexual guy in there that's suitable for me. I really think if there's thousands of people on there should be someone on there for me. That's what I think. Anyway, Mordecai. I remember someone who joined an ace group and wanted to be chemically castrated to be ace. Everybody got annoyed with his rudeness and bad words. Oh, really, Mordecai? Oh, chemically castrated to be ace. Oh, I don't even know how you can get chemically castrated either. That's really horrible. Yeah, people are so misunderstanding what asexuality is. Like, people are like, when they say, "Oh, I'd like," some come to me and goes, "I'd like to be asexual. How do I become asexual?" And I'm like, well, you can't become asexual. You can't make yourself be asexual. Asexuality is a sexual orientation. It's not something you just pick up and decide, "Oh, I'll wear it like a coat for a day or something." Do you know what I mean? It's absurd. It's just so weird. But that's really horrible. I know there are people that come in. I try not to let any people in my groups that aren't asexual. Apart from my asexual friends, I do have a handful of people in there that aren't asexual that have come through, because and I vet them first as much as possible, that I've got like partners that are asexual. So I've let like a few in there, less than 10, I think. And there's one person who thought they were asexual but discovered they weren't. But as they were like an ally, I've kept them in. But all the other groups have just got asexuals in them, as far as I know. So yeah. David, there's people who have been in the groups like that before. Mordecai, a lot of times they make fun of people like us. Oh, it's horrible. Mordecai, I have a friend who says people choose their sexuality. Mordecai, true, David, I understand. Oh, yeah. I mean, I am in dating groups that aren't asexual dating groups, and sometimes I get the piss, excuse my language, taken out of me, but a lot I don't care, because I am determined to spread awareness of asexuality. I really, really am. And even these people in Facebook dating, I'm showing a lot of these guys who I'm chatting to a little bit, rather than just one word, 2 word conversations, my channel, so they can see I've got a channel on it. Spreading awareness of asexuality. I thought, while I'm doing Facebook dating, I may as well just spread awareness of asexuality and send them the link to my channel, because if I can educate a few people in the process, even if I don't find a partner, it's going to be doing some good for the world, right? So, for me, it's kind of like a dual edge sword, if you like. It's like, I really would like to find my soulmate on there, even though it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, because the majority are heterosexuals and cannot live without sex. And most are looking for hookups and casual relationships, right? Even if they say they're not, a lot of them are. But careful questioning can get you that answer. And then, they're after that. But I feel like I'm doing something worthwhile if I'm actually talking to people and educating them about asexuality. Because I think just if one more person knows, just one more person, it just helps, because they could meet someone else who's asexual, who lives near them, and they never knew about it before. And it could actually be the love of their life, just because I'm not. Do you know what I mean? And maybe they'll change for them, maybe, and live without sex, or maybe the asexual doesn't mind having sex near them, and they can work something out between them, because I just talk to guys, he can understand her more, if you know what I mean. So I do think there's kind of more purpose to me using Facebook dating, not as opposed to just asexual dating. But some of the Facebook groups, like there's an entrepreneur Facebook group I'm in, and I talk about asexuality a lot in there. And they're a lot more accepting. When I first went in there wasn't so accepting, but they're a lot more accepting. They're kind of like, "Oh yeah, she's talking about asexuality again." Kind of like they know that I'm kind of an expert in asexuality in there, so it's kind of like they don't really put me down or say bad stuff about me anymore. but they've always been more open-minded because they're entrepreneurs, so they don't live like the average 9 to 5 blanked view life. Mordecai, true, David, I understand. Yeah, it's a shame though. But yeah, I mean, I've been in some dating groups on Facebook that aren't for asexuals, and they're not an entrepreneur one. They're just normal, standard dating ones, and like they really do. Like a lot of them don't believe you. A lot of them like, oh, you are joking and having a laugh, aren't you? It's like, no, I'm being serious. I don't understand why people don't take it seriously when I say I don't like sex. To me, it's just a simple concept. It's like people are not going to like everything. There's going to be some people in the world that don't like sex, just that some people don't like pizza, just like some people don't like chocolate cake, just some people don't like Brussels sprouts. There's going to be some people in the world that don't like that thing. It's just normal and common sense. But it seems common sense in the world of heterosexuals in particular seems to go out the window most of the time. Like they don't have any. First dates, says Mordecai. I think I've missed what you were talking about. But yeah, there was actually a program on TV called First Dates, and there was an asexual person on there, a guy on there who I met at the UK Asexualise conference when I was a speaker in 2018. But he is foreign, but he wasn't interested in talking to me. I said he had a cute face, I think, and then he's like, "Oh, cute," and he didn't like that. He thought it was rude thing to say. Ralph, oh, lots of love, Happy New Year. Ralph has a beautiful asexual fiance, younger. Ralph likes younger females, and I like younger guys. And Ralph is a very good example of beautiful age gap love, but soul love is usually the same for age gap because it's kind of like your souls at one anyway, regardless of your birth certificate age. Ralph comes to asexual meetups as well. Mordecai, you know Ralph, don't you? Mordecai usually comes to my meetups in person, and so does Ralph. So it'll be nice when we can get back to doing in-person meetups. Ralph, Mordecai, we need an asexual TV program for dating. Yes, I have thought about that, Mordecai, and I even suggested it to a Channel 4 producer who I met on a train one day. He was a freelancer, but he rejected the idea in the end. But I have actually thought about that on Channel 4. I'd love to be the host of that. It'd be really good. But yes, Happy New Year, Ralph, says David, and Happy New Year, says Mordecai. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I talk a lot about dating on this channel. I did think about doing like a dating show on here, but I'd have to have participants, and a lot of asexuals don't actually like to show their face. on the actual channel the majority of the time, do you know what I mean? So like a blind date or a scene date, like ask your questions and have some people lined up on here. It would be kind of cool. I thought about doing that, but I'd have to actually have participants who wanted to do that, and obviously most of the time it'd be long distance relationships because not many people actually live near each other. And so if you don't want a long distance relationship, it's not really going to go anywhere, is it? You know what I mean? But I did think about a sexual TV program for dating, because probably if there was a TV program, they put asexuals with sexuals. That's what they do, because they'd want to see how it worked out between an asexual person and a sexual person, because it'd be more dramatic for TV. That's what they do it for. Aces are a bit shy. Yeah, exactly. David, since a lot of us are so spread out, doing a show would have to probably fly each other. Yeah, Mordecai, I've been writing a book series, third or fourth books by the end, about aces, and their being aces so critical to the plot. It's really good. Yeah, David likes writing, as do I. I've got to get my Asexual Guide to Sex book will be out this year, people. I kept saying that, but it's vital I get it out. It's just I have some things I have to take care of personally at the moment, which is stressing me out. So I've got to kind of do that. But it is a top priority of mine, getting my Asexual Guide to Sex book out. It really needs to be done. I really love writing, but obviously as well, with my hands having problems with rashes, it's kind of difficult to write and type. I've got some typing I must do, but I managed to type a newsletter tonight to make sure more people turned up, and to do a post in groups, create a post in groups. So I managed to do some typing tonight. I was quite happy about that. So I wasn't sure how the show's going to go. I'm actually cold here, but I've got to keep cool anyway because it stops me flaring up with my rashes. So I've got my hands in my top thing here just to keep them warm. David, my pet book has come along well, as is my horror book. Oh, are you doing a book about how to look after dogs or something? Because if you're doing that, then I think that'll be very popular. Lots of people love dogs. So I'm not sure if you're doing an actual how-to book about how to look after your pet. Mordecai, would be good to read. Yeah. What is that? My Asexual Guide to Sex book, Mordecai, you're talking about? Because Sam is sex repulsed, but even they want to see it. I've got a lot of people waiting to buy my Asexual Guide to Sex book. A lot of people. Because it's very insightful. Like you will not have seen any sex book like it at all. Obviously, a lot of asexuals are not into sex, but there's quite a large proportion that will still be curious about it because it's previous asexual sex stories, people that have had sex before. It's very, very interesting. Both you and David. Oh, that's good. And so thank you. And so yeah. The Asexual Guide to Sex book is like to me, it's like an immersive experience. It's not like a book. You read the stories of the asexuals in it, and it's just like you go into their mind, their real life mind, and you can feel what they feel and think how they think about sex and their attitude towards it, their feelings, emotions, thoughts, and pain and joy in some cases with it. You know, it's very, very incredible book. It's a good piece of literature as well. Kiddis, Happy New Year. Oh, thank you, Kiddis. Oh, Ralph, my daughter liked your fibro book. Oh, I'm glad. Ralph's talking about this book. Obviously, this is a not for sale copy, but Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook. The link is down in the description if you haven't already got a copy, by the way. Ralph read it himself and did a review of it on Amazon. Thank you. And he bought it for his daughter, and I'm really glad she liked the fibro book. I don't know if she can do a review as well, so it'd be great if she could, because I know she has fibro, and I'm really glad she liked it. It's really important to me. It's really good because this is a book that's very different to any fibro book you'll ever read on the market. It's designed in a superhero style, actually, and it's how to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier, like a superhero rock star. So, and it's everything I've learned about fibromyalgia and how to manage it to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier. And a lot of the techniques in it apply to anyone, even if you haven't got fibromyalgia, because it shows you how to have a happier life, be more energetic. And, it's just an all-round good book. And it helps you to relieve emotional pain in your life as well. It's really important. It's like 25 aspects of your life that you have to address in order to have less pain, more happiness, and more energy, even if you haven't got fibro. And it's an autobiographical book as well. So obviously when you get the book, it won't have this line across it. But, it's really, really good. Get a copy. It's in the link is in the description, but Ralph obviously has they liked the book and so did their daughter, but Ralph hasn't got fibro, but their daughter has. So, but it's really, really good read. It really is. I love doing it. And Happy New Year, Kiddis. A really, really Happy New Year. Yes, I was talking about my Asexual Guide to Sex book because I'm looking forward to getting out this year because all the final interviewee story I finished with them in December. So that's really good. David, Happy New Year, Kiddis. Mordecai, sorry, I must get going now. It's been good to talk to you all. Oh, yeah, I've been streaming for like an hour and 43 minutes so far. It's nice to talk to you as well, Mordecai. Have a nice night. Oh, yeah, it's 1:34 a.m. here. So we've been in the new year in 2021 now for 1 hour and 34 minutes. And Houdini probably needs to go back. Oh, yeah, Houdini's in his cage, isn't he? So, yes, Mordecai, see you soon. And thanks for being here. Lots of love. Happy New Year. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already before you go. You probably have. David, I still need to pick up a copy of your Ace book. When I get paid next, I'll probably pick up a copy. Oh, that'd be great, David. Yes, this one, for anyone who hasn't already got it, this obviously is a worn copy because I read it all the time, especially out on this channel. The link, so you wouldn't, it would be a nice new one. The link below is in the description of the book, and it's got 47 asexuals in the book. I nearly forgot then because it's me. So it's 46 asexuals plus my own story. and it's really an insightful read on asexuality and what asexuals think of love, life, and sex. It's actually a very good prequel to Asexual Guide to Sex. And the links down below in the description of this as well, or on my Asexualise Facebook page. Thank you, David. I'll be really interested to know what you think about that. Mordecai's got both my fibre book and my asexual book. Yeah, Mordecai, see you soon. Lots of love. So yeah, so Mordecai's got both of my books already. So yeah, it's really, really good. I think it's really important to still stay optimistic in 2021. You know, we're going to a new year now. Hopefully things in the world will kind of calm down a bit. I think probably there's going to be a storm before the calm. And I think I'm going to have water out of a bottle now. I feel like I'm drinking out of a baby bottle or something. So I think, you know, the world's kind of evolving and changing at the moment. But I think more and more people are online. So if you are, you know, like if you haven't got a partner, like I know Ralph's got their love of their life and their soulmate and their asexual love of their life, really important that is. But I think if you haven't got a partner and you're looking to date and get into a relationship, I think there's never been a better time to do that in terms of dating, because there's so many people online, which means there's going to be more people on dating sites than ever before, more people on dating apps than ever before, and there's bound to be some people that are asexual come on them. More of them, because they're going to be sat at home, a lot of them, they're going to be in lockdown, they're going to be working from home more, and they're going to be looking at their love life more. They're going to be reflecting more, thinking, oh, well, you know, I usually do work, I'm working from home more, I'm at home more, they'll probably be feeling a little bit more lonely. I mean, that's not a reason to get into a relationship just because you feel lonely. It really isn't. And you've got to watch that, because there's a lot of people on Facebook dating at the moment. They're just bored because of the lockdown, and they're just looking for people to chat to waste time, basically. But you never know. There might be some people who think they want to chat and actually it does turn into more, so you never know. But what I'm saying is so there's more people online than ever before. So, you know, you're going to have an expanded search. So you're going to have more chance of meeting the person of your dreams, you know, if you haven't already, you know. So even though I'm on Facebook dating and a lot of them are sex fiends to me, because I don't like sex at all, a lot of them that are into casual hookups and sex, and it is annoying. Sometimes I think, should I just delete the app? I'm thinking, no, Sandra, no. They are thousands and thousands of people on Facebook. And some asexuals, out of desperation, not being able to find anyone for a relationship, will probably go on there because they'll be like, what else can I try? And I know a couple of my asexual friends are on there, but obviously as they're on there, you know, I know they're not suitable for me romantically, then that's why I don't connect with them on there, because we already established we're not suitable, romantically compatible with each other. But, you know, like, I think, you know, obviously if you're going on Facebook dating, you've got to be very aware of all the sexuals on there. I mean, for me, because I'm very good at noticing scammers, I'm very good at noticing liars, I'm very good at noticing guys that are not genuine, I'm very good at being able to quickly, you know, just move on from them and detach from them and you know, like go through them. Like, I just think it's like a numbers game. Dating is like a numbers game. The more people you speak to, the more chance you have of finding the right person for you. So I'm so used to rejection now. I kind of like think I got used to it. It's like, oh yeah, great, reject me, quick, next one, you know. And I think I've got, you know, like I've got so used to rejection, I expect it now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of expect it. It'd be nice if I did meet a guy who was the right guy for me. But, you know, I live in hope and I am still looking for my soulmate. Sometimes I think should have just give up. But then, you know, it's not the attitude I have, you know. When I just let people come into my life, I usually end up getting rubbish guys come into my life. Every guy I pretty much think of in the past that's just turned up in my life that I've accepted has been the wrong guy, you know. So that's why I actively seek. And I think it's very important to be proactive rather than reactive to get the right person for you. You know, my needs are so niche as well. But I mean, like, I've been on, like I said, asexual dating sites now for over 6.5 years trying to find someone. It's not working, so clearly I have to do something different. So that's why I've decided to go in groups that aren't predominantly, you know, they're not asexual groups, they're predominantly going to be sexuals. And that's why I decided to try Facebook dating, because I thought I do love Facebook a lot. I'm on it all the time anyway. And I thought, you know, a lot of the pictures are taken from their Facebook profile and or Instagram. If they've got an Instagram account, I haven't got Instagram. And so, you know, it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like you see some more real people on there, even though a lot of them are kind of like rubbish. I mean, some of them say in their profile, like, oh, I don't know what to write. It's like, And some of them are like, I'm a bit of a dickhead, excuse my language, but they write stuff like that about themselves. I'm okay, but I'm a bit of a dick at times. It's like, well, yeah, thanks for that. Bye. It's like, and then like some of them go, I want someone to smoke weed with. I'm like, don't do drugs. Next, it's like, but the amount of people, guys, that I get when I say I don't want sex, and they're like looking for a casual relationship, looking for some fun. They seem to think that because I like a younger guy, I'm just looking for a younger guy to have fun. Now, as an asexual person, you might think, great, we can go and watch movies together. We can cuddle up and watch Netflix together. We can play with cuddly toys. We can take the dog out for a walk. You might think that's what they mean. But actually, when sexuals say they want to have fun, it means they want to have sex with you. So if you ever see a person going, oh, I'm looking for someone to have fun with, it means I'm looking for someone to have like a fondle with, to have sex with. Do you know what I mean? That's what it actually means. So don't be fooled by that. Don't think, oh, that's nice. They just want to have like a teenager style relationship like I do. They don't mean that if they put that in their profile, And it's a shame because, asexual kind of mentality and sexual mentality are two different things. Like if we want to watch a movie, go to bed to sleep together, it's actually to go to sleep together, not actually to sleep together as in have sex together. So it's completely different thinking and completely different ideology. And if you're not careful, you can mistake it. So, for example, like as well, spooning. Like a lot of asexuals say they like spooning. And I've done a video on this a long time ago. So in terms of asexuality and spooning, it means, they like to cuddle, like the little spoon goes in front of the big spoon. So the person cuddles around the outside. So if they're laid to bed together, the person who's on the outside is the big spoon. The person who's on the inside of the cuddle's a little spoon. So when they're in bed together, that person will have their body cupped around the other person. When it's in sexual terms, the guy is usually at the back of a woman having sex with her. That's what it means. Spooning is a sex position and the sex way of doing it. It's like the guy taking the woman from behind having sex. So you have to understand there's different language between different sexualities, such as asexuality and heterosexuality, for example, or any of the sexuals. It's completely different meaning on some of it. If I say I like, if I like sensuality, I have to say I like the guy's upper body sensually, not sexually, because a lot of the time sexuals will automatically think that being sensual, touching is a sex act. They will see that as act towards foreplay, for example, a prequel to sex. Ralph, Sophie and I love our cuddles and snuggles. That's really good. That's really good. That's a better way of putting it as well, that you like your cuddles and snuggles. It's much better to say that. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Lots of love to you. But obviously you two know what you mean because you're both asexual. But if you try and say, if I said I like spooning to a sexual, heterosexual guy, he'd be like, oh, great, she wants to have sex with me to take her from behind and have sex with her, and it's like, oh my God, because that's what spooning means usually to sexuals a lot of the time. That's where it comes from. And like in the past when I've had sexual relationships, I've had my ex do stuff like that to me, which I didn't know it's called spooning at the time because I had to look it up, but I knew spooning was a sexual term, but I couldn't. I think I knew that was, I don't know if I knew that was called spooning or I just guessed that position for sexuals would be the spooning, same as asexual position, but with sex, because I kind of already knew that spooning was a sexual term. And but I don't think I completely put the two together specifically until I heard asexuals going, oh, I'm a spoonie. Yes, I'm a spoonie. I'm looking for a spoonie. And I thought, I'm sure I've heard sexuals mention that. And I'm like, oh yeah, spooning when the guy takes you from behind. So it's kind of like you've got to be really careful if you're an asexual person who is going to talk to sexuals, thinking about dating sexuals. You've got to be very crystal clear of your boundaries. You've got to say like, this means this to me. So if I'm with a sexual guy, for example, I have to say that I like to touch the guy's top half of the body, not the bottom half, right? I have to be very specific. If I start to say, oh, I like a sensual relationship, they will think it's all over the body, massage, touching, fondling, kissing, caressing. That's the way they'll take it usually. And, I mean, some asexuals don't mind doing some of that stuff. I've met some asexuals that like doing all over body stuff, but you have to be very explicitly sure and say what you mean. David, never heard of spooning used as a sense for sex before. I wonder if that's new for the term now. When I was younger, it only meant as the non-sex version. Well, I don't reveal my birth certificate age, but it's been used for quite some time in a number of years, spooning, for sex. Like when I was with so I haven't been in a sexual relationship now for over 9 years, and it was like I've heard of it then 9 years ago, and probably before then. I was in an 8.5 year relationship that ended 9 years ago. So, and all that time it was kind of a term that was around that I heard, So yeah, I just think that it's possible that some people who haven't had sexual relationships before haven't come across it. But yeah, it's interesting though that you say that it's, that it's new and you've never heard of that term before. I mean, unless it's different in different countries, but because I know you don't live in the UK, but when you were younger, it only meant as a non-sex version. Yeah, interesting. I didn't know it. See, I didn't know it as a non-sex version. I'd heard of it in sexual terms, but I didn't know exactly specifically until I actually Googled it and saw these sex diagrams and saw that it definitely is that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've done that before with my ex actually. So, but yes, but yeah, so when I didn't know I was asexual back then, yeah, and I kind of went along with whatever he wanted. It just let him get on with it. So yeah, and try whatever he wanted. So yeah, so yeah, I've always known it's sexual. So when I went into like ace-book.net, so ace-book.net, which is an asexual dating site and forum for asexuals, but don't be surprised if there's not other people than asexuals on there. I've come across at least a couple. Then it's kind of like I've seen a lot of them saying they want a spoonie, and I'm sure I've heard that as a sexual term, and then why I didn't even know exactly what it meant, and then I was found out what it meant in terms of non-sexual. But you see, even if you were with if for example I was with a sexual guy and I wasn't having sex with him, but he was spooning me naked, his private part would be touching my backside anyway, and that would be considered as sexual by a heterosexual guy because the genital is touching your backside basically, even if it's not going in there or not going in your woman's front part from behind, which is what the spooning actually means. It's when a guy, I haven't had anal sex, just to be clear on that, it's when the guy actually comes behind the woman and sticks his penis in her from behind into her vagina. To be blunt about it, I would never have anal sex. Could be different in my area, but people use a lot of other slang terms too, so I avoid those. Okay. Yeah, it's really, thanks for thumbs up. It's really weird. But it's like I did a show once on this channel. It was all about emojis and the amount of emojis, that ones that look really innocent still mean something sexual to sexuals. The really innocent things. I think even cake had something to do with sexuals, something to do with sex. And it's like, oh, for goodness sake, you know what I mean? They make sexual stuff out of anything and everything. Well, look of it, like. I mean, I was walking yesterday not yesterday, Wednesday now, to the post office. Thanks for the thumbs up, lots of love. And I sold something online, and I went to the post office, and as I went past this takeaway Subway, the takeaway chain Subway, the one that makes the sandwiches, different sandwiches, it's called Subway. And when I was walking along and I saw the billboard outside, it had literally a guy and a woman in a very explicit sexual position with like this Subway, which is like, it was basically like they're licking the source of the subway together. It's a bit like a penis going into two mouths or something. The way and the woman's and man was had their bodies, I think, intertwined, looking at each other, and they were sharing a subway, and it was almost like they were having a penis in their mouths. It was disgusting, really disgusting. The image. It was like, oh my god, that's a really sexually explicit image without being naked. It's just like clearly was so sexualized. And the other side was just the normal Subway sandwich. But the side because I looked behind, I turned and looked at the other side, and I thought that's normal. It's just a Subway sandwich, but this guy and girl, the way they had this Subway sandwich wedged in between them like a penis, it was just like, oh. It was gross. Ugh. It freaks me out when I talk about someone. I'm sorry for any sex repulsed asexuals that were on here at that moment. And they're like, I want to go and have a sick bucket now. Do apologise. I do know how you feel. Because I sick myself sometimes of the things I say. I'm like, it's gross. It's just gross. But I wanted to say it to you because it's like, oh my God, it's a sandwich. You know, they're trying to highly sexualise a Subway sandwich. And it's like, geez, can they not do anything else? Like, can they put a cute cat or something on there? David, Burger King does some really racy stuff here. I'm shocked that Subway has that, especially after their mascot, Jared, got busted. I didn't know what Jared was. Ralph, sadly, it's a very overtly sexual world out there. Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky that I managed to find a lot of movies without sex in them, because obviously I do know no sex movie reviews, so I find tons of films without sex in them. I'm always watching films without sex in them, although there's a couple in my film reviews where I do say they do have sex suggested. There's been a couple, I think, where there's been one, I think, at least, where they have had some nakedness in there, which I don't like. Probably a couple, actually. But, you know, I try to find the ones with no sex in them, which is good, because obviously a lot of people believe there aren't films out there with no sex in them, and it's all sex. But I managed to find the ones on. A lot of them are obviously certificate 12s. But you know, there's still implied stuff in certificate 12s, and some of them. But you know, some of the kids' movies I've watched have got sexual implications in them. And it's like, I watched Angry Birds 2, and they're talking about mating and having kids. They're talking about the mating, and she's preening herself up. This angry bird, female angry bird, is preening herself up for another angry bird. And it's like to have sex so they can have babies together. I'm like, oh my Lord. What is the world coming to when you've got like a kids movie like that where she's preening herself for the sake of a guy? And I think that's such bad message to young kids, you know, like to girls, you know, like preen yourself and make yourself look pretty and puffed up for the bloke coming along, because he's like your whole world. I think there's so much emphasis put in the world of, like, you know, especially, you know, for women, I think that, you know, it's like, obviously there is for the pressure for the guys to be Mr. Macho, which I hate that. And to be, you know, like macho as in like down the mate with his pubs, don't really care about his woman's waiting for him at home. You know, I think it's good to be a strong person, so masculine in the strong sense. But I think a guy's got to be empathetic and sympathetic and kind, caring and sensitive as well. The hairy macho guy that's like really like going down the mate with his pub, not giving a toss about his woman. I hate that type of guy. So obviously there's stereotypical, you know, and there's obviously a stereotypical where men are actually supposed to be like leading the bedroom stuff a lot of the time, although things have changed and moved on now, so women can be more dominant in the bedroom. You know, it's kind of like that's damaging for guys, you know. But it's damaging for women when it's like, you know, young kids are seeing programs like that, you know, like animations, when it's all about the girl like getting ready for the boy, and the boy is everything in her life, and she's got to look good for him rather than looking good for herself, and not caring about what the guy thinks, and either he likes her for who she is or don't bother, you know, which would be a much better thing. I mean, in Frozen 2, for example, that is better because, you know, her, Kristoff, you know, her boyfriend, Kristoff, he is in Frozen 2. I don't know if you've seen it. I think I've reviewed it already on this channel. Then in Frozen 2, he is very much like kind of like following her, if you know what I mean. And he is very much like the one who is hankering after her love and heartbroken. And so he's kind of playing a more feminine role in the movie, and she is playing more of it's Anna, isn't it? She's playing more of the kind of like tough girl, like kind of she's playing more of the masculine role. I'd say there's a role reversal going on there. So I was quite happy to see that in Frozen 2. I was very happy to see the kind, sensitive, caring Kristoff, who's kind of like heartbroken because she's gone after her sister and he's thinking, I'm all left alone and she means the world to me and her love is everything to me. I kind of really did like that. And I like the fact that she was like, it's like she's got other things to do with her life. And like, I think it's a little bit sad as well because I was like, what about Kristoff? Because I am a bit like, you can't forget your partner. So there is a degree of that in me as well. Like, I still think whatever gender you are, you've got to really care about your partner. But Elsa is a strong woman in Frozen. Yeah, Ralph, that's what I was trying to say. She's very, very strong in Frozen. Like Kristoff has to be there for her and happen to be there at the right time and come to her rescue, but it's done in a very like she's a strong person. She doesn't actually need Kristoff in the sense that she could live without him, but she needs him because she loves him and he's the right person for her. David, if the lady is more dominant in the bedroom for me, that means she's reading astrophysics in bed, whereas I'd be reading Star Wars laugh out loud. I love that, David. That's a very asexual thing to say. I love that. I love the way asexuals think so differently to sexuals. She'd be reading astrophysics, whereas she'd be reading Star Wars. I like that a lot. That would be the equivalent also of someone reading the Times newspaper and someone reading Asterix comics, wouldn't it? Sophie has a tattoo of Elsa. Oh, wow. I got Frozen 2 for Christmas. So I was watching that the other day. It's really, really good. I love it, really love it. But yeah, Elsa's very strong, powerful female character. I do like that. I think it's Elsa, is it? You're talking about? Elsa's the Anna's the one with Anna's the one with Kristoff, isn't she? And Elsa's the one who is the main character. Is that right? Anna's with Kristoff. Have I got that right? I am thinking because you said Elsa is a strong one, but Anna's strong, isn't it? Is it Elsa? Elsa's the main one, isn't it? And Anna's the one that was with Kristoff, because I'm on about the one that's with Kristoff. But Elsa's obviously, I think, is it Elsa that's likely to be aromantic asexual at the moment? But I'm thinking of Anna, because Anna's the one with Kristoff. Am I right about that, Ralph? Please let me know. Because I'm talking about Kristoff's partner. She basically saves the day. She saved the whole of her. She's the one who saves the day and brings everyone back to life, isn't she? So she's actually stronger. Elsa's the main character. Yeah, so I'm talking about Anna, who's with Kristoff. Anna is in a way stronger than her sister Elsa because she doesn't have superpowers like Elsa does. Obviously, Elsa's a really strong woman, but Elsa has superpowers, doesn't she? But Anna has like her own superpowers with her strength of character without magic. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I mean, they're both strong women, but I was on about like Anna's the one with Kristoff, isn't she? So Kristoff in Frozen 2 is pining after Anna, because Anna goes after her sister to help her sister, but Anna really is the stronger of the two sisters in some ways between Anna and Elsa, because Elsa's got special magical powers and Anna doesn't have that. But Anna takes risks and is brave without magical powers. And she's very sensible as well. And she's not ruled by Kristoff, if you know what I mean. Kristoff's kind of like lagging behind her. He's kind of like, she's the more powerful one in the relationship, really. But Kristoff's so sweet. So I was thinking, I thought that Anna was very, very powerful and stronger than Elsa in the sense that she hasn't got magic to bring her through these situations, whereas Elsa has. But they're both very strong female characters. But I think in terms of Frozen 2, Elsa's more looking like she's an aromantic asexual, because when Elsa and Anna are playing together, then Anna's into romance and kissing with her toys, and then Elsa isn't. She's like, that's really gross kind of like thing. Who'd want to do that? So it's kind of like at the moment, Elsa's like an aromantic, like someone who lacks romantic attraction, asexual person, because she doesn't seem to have a love interest or be interested in being with someone. Whether or not they'll change that in the next installment, I don't know. So it'll be very interesting to see how they progress that character, because obviously I think there's going to be a lot of films, and it'll be good to see how Anna and Kristoff get on with, because they looked like they were getting married, but I got a bit confused at the end of the second episode. I'm like, are you getting married, or are you just like, she's just like she's queen, isn't she? Anna now. So, and Elsa's queen of the forest and Anne's queen of the kingdom. If I've got that right. And so, you know, it's kind of like, was Kristoff marrying Anna at the end because he asked her to get engaged? It looked like he was kind of in a wedding suit. I thought it was very funny, although again, you're getting the sexual stuff in there, when Anna said to Kristoff, I prefer you in your leathers anyhow, because he's wearing a suit at the end, Kristoff is. And so obviously that's meant to be a little bit naughty, isn't it? When they talk about leather, it's supposed to be kind of like dominant type of stuff. David, well, I will be heading out myself. I hope everyone's New Year is great. Yes, it's been over 2 hours now, so I think I'm going to say good night to everyone now. It's been really, really good to talk to you all. Thank you so much, David, for being here. It's really lovely to see you, because I don't think you've been in the chat before, so it's really nice. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Ralph. It's been great to see Ralph as well. Happy New Year to Mordecai. I don't want to go because I've loved it so much. It's been so nice. Happy New Year to whoever else was on the... I think it was someone else here. Oh, to My Life earlier. Happy New Year to Heather earlier. And Happy New Year to Eddie earlier as well. Yes. Have that got everyone in, or have I missed anyone? Oh, Happy New Year to Ian as well. My Life. I think I've said that. Happy New Year to everyone. It's a fun time. Yeah, David, it's really, really good fun. It's nice that you're all here. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already given this video a thumbs up, please do. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. If you're looking for any of these books, the Asexual Perspectives book or the Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, the links are down below in the description as always. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video live stream. Happy 2021, people. Let's hope it's happy, healthy, joyous, peaceful, awesome and awesome for every single person here. And I'll see you on the next video live stream. Lots of love. Give my love to Sophie, Ralph, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Thanks, David. Glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, everyone. Lots of love. Racial quirky on each other's. Bye bye. Nice to see you all.